Greetings. Where do we start? A lot is happening. There's some really fantastic videos I've seen today, and I want you to look at these. First off, black sheep researcher. Let's just pull up the history because I can't remember the name, but it's something I think you'll all benefit from watching. Sorry, I clear my throat. I'm quite bowled over. Yeah, Maps, the greatest lie ever told. That is one to watch, and there is so much proof in that. You've also got Martin Liedtke's Flatter Day. I'm going to put the links in the description. It's showing the free energy in the ether and how it's still being used, but we're paying for something we don't need to pay for. And then I want you to listen to Matt on Quantum of Conscience in his latest presentation. It's coming back from the side of truth seeking, and I like to try and give a bit of spiritual and a bit of truth seeking, because the two do go hand in hand. You cannot have the one without the other. Matt has said about like the gurus. Let's get the title of this one up. Where are we? Let's see if I can find it again. Shiny, happy reality gurus. Yeah, if it's all love and light, and you can't. The elephant is in the room. It prevails, and it's pervasive through everything. And it's not going into the dark side. It's acknowledging that it exists and it's real. And this 3D reality has a part to play in all of this. It's not, oh, we'll just leave the 3D reality behind. Well, it's up to you. You have that choice. But let's look at what we've got, and it's another phrase that Matt uses, and it's a very good one, about the bookends. Now, I'm going to have to put these questions again, and only you can answer this for yourself. I can't give you the answers because you've all got very individual, very specific situations, scenarios. I can paint you a picture. Let's put it in 3D context. Let's be right in the 3D matrix. We'll leave aside everything else for a minute. So you've joined the armed forces and you're doing what you think is right, and you come back. You've got anxiety, post shell shock. You've seen some unpleasant things, and I think most of us at some point, and it's not just in the social media, it's on the mainstream media, it surfaces every now and again. I think everybody knows one way or another. Somebody's been in the armed forces and they've pledged their life on the line, potentially, but they've come back and they're missing a limb. Now, the system there shows how devoid of compassion and how lacking it is, and how these people have been used as pawns, and that's why they get dog tags, because they are treated like dogs. That's there in the 3D for everybody to see. There's no denying that. You hear all the stories as well of soldiers being deprived of their pensions, and backtracking on the agreements of things. When they signed up, they were told they would get, and those promises are not being delivered. That side of the bargain is not being fulfilled, especially if you are incapacitated, you've lost an eye, you've lost a limb, you may have lost your hearing, something that is going to make life a little bit more difficult for you in this world. So there's a 3D play out of just on that. So where am I going with this? Let's look at this. Let's move these bookends, right? We're now in the age of Aquarius. There's no question of this. It doesn't matter the exact dates of when or where. We just got to be on the same page on the overall picture with this and acknowledge that there is something wrong. There's a thing called a point of singularity where people are looking up, they're looking for a singular saviour. It ain't going to happen. It's not coming. Look, it's up to each and every one of you. There is a veil. It is the veil over your own eyes. Only you can lift that. Some won't, some can't. But those of you that are listening to this, I know you can. And look, there's so much more we can do. It's like everybody wants answers. I can't give you all the answers. I haven't got all the answers any more than anybody else has. And why should it be down to one or two people to find all the answers? We can all pull in different ways. I am struggling to keep up with some of the wonderful videos, the inspiring videos, and also because of the nature of YouTube, trying to reply to all the comments, and I'm not getting the time I want to divert to put to certain areas of research. So I'm asking for your help with this. Now I want you to look at the last John Levi presentation, and there is a list there of fires. Now I'm asking one of you, but I'm hoping that 10 of you will do this, because this is important, and it needs to be more than one. The more that do this and this exercise, the better. Look for a pattern in those fires, pinpoint those. I mean, I don't know the United States well enough. I know roughly where most of the states are. I know where Texas is, I know where California is, I know where Alaska is, and so on. But when it comes to actual town names, I've not been to most, well, I've only been to Ohio. But there are people who are more familiar with that, with the United States and Canada, and who could plot out where these fires are and just look to see if there's some sort of logical track to this. Because this is what I'm seeing. You look at Australia, it's now on fire, we're told. California has had fires. Notice the connection, they're both wine growing areas. There's something in that on its own. But answers, you want answers, and well, let's move these bookends, right? What are you classing as family? Are you stuck in the 3D of what you class as family? Well, look, if we're moving out of 3D and we're seeing that we're more than just physical flesh and blood beings, and we are souls and we are minds, and therefore does that the dynamics of a family then changes? What about your soul family? Right, let me put it another way. Let's paint a scenario very much in 3D here. You've got a great big, you got a nice house. You've paid. Maybe you paid for it. Maybe you're still paying for it. You've got a nice heated swimming pool or whatever you want, but you're the only one in that household who is awakened. You're getting a hostile reaction from the rest of your family. You're the outcast. You're the black sheep of that family now, and the question now is, at what level are you then going to be able to stand that? What is it going to do to your vibration? Do the 3D luxuries outweigh your soul energy? See, look, let's put it another way, and this is a good way, right? Your soul. Think about all the people you know. Let's leave outside work. Just think about your friends, outside your family, but your friends, right? Who out there would you totally trust with the care of your soul? Now ask yourself another question. How much are you prepared to do if you were given another soul to look after that and all the surroundings around it and make sure that soul is kept safe and you are responsible for that other soul? Now find those people. As Jamie Lee says on A Plain Truth for You, find your tribe people. Look, we're like the star forts. But someone you may know, the words they speak are the words you speak. You know you've got that connection. Work with that person. Start moving away from the internet. Look, we're in the age of Aquarius. It's all about communication. It's all about outpouring. Develop your telepathy with that person. Those sync thoughts. Take it to the next level. Forget about everybody else who hasn't woken up. Let's just figure on who has. Right now, think also. Try and get yourself in small groups of maybe no more than 8. Some sort of community in some way. And okay, yeah, some of you might have to lose a few things. Is it this what it's all about? I mean, from the sun place, the solar plexus, that energy goes down first before it can come back up anyway. This journey is all about shedding of things, not holding on to things. He says smoking, not holding on to addictions, and to the point where you can just walk out with just what all you've got is all you need is within you anyway. When you can get to that point, and it's like, wait, look, you may have to leave your 3D family behind. I don't know. Only you can decide that, and the parameters you set as what you call family. If we're moving out in the sense of flesh and blood, then what about in the sense of family? Widen your horizons, I would say to this one, because I feel the energy with certain people, and it's an instant soul recognition, and you move beyond anything in the 3D. The recognition will just come anyway. That those that are on the path. I don't like to use the term, but at a certain level, an advanced level, are seeing and feeling the inner knowing. And now this is the hack, because this is a matrix, right? All computer simulations and programs have a hack. So the hack is the acknowledgement. The ment is the mind, knowledge, no fear. So the hack is the ack. That is a way out of this. That is an answer. How you implement this is up to you. Right now, this stupid thing I keep saying, yeah, okay, there may well be a war with Iran, right? The trick is to make us feel like we cannot do anything about it. Yes, we can do something about it. Just while you're in the system, you're paying into that system. You need to start finding ways to break out of it. So look, we've got creativity. That is the huge advantage we have is imagination and creativity. You can call it higher consciousness, spiritual downloads. I see it as a collective, that we're all part of something bigger, and we are all aspects of something anyway. We just need to find that power, acquire us, our inner power, and take it back. And we can change things. It is already happening. Watch Black Sheep Researcher channel on the maps being one of the greatest lies, because it does tie in magnetic vibration, sound, light. This all comes into play. There's no question of there not being free energy, and it is still being used, but the benevolent side of it is not being shared. It is being suppressed, and it is being twisted, so we are paying for something we should already have, and that's enough of that. It's gone on too long. I don't need to go any deeper into it than that. I can see how this whole thing, this mechanism works, what an inverse and a reverse of it is. Is enough there. I can acknowledge that it is real. In the form that it takes is irrelevant. But look, the way I see this, what lengths are you prepared to go to, right? I'll give my life up for this, right? In the hope, or in the belief, in the trust that once this body expires, that, yeah, by all means, put me in the catacombs, make me into a piezoelectricity battery, because I'm giving back, or cremate me, scatter the ashes under the tree, so I go back into the nature and I give back to nature. Isn't this what it's all about? If I can't do that for somebody else out there, I can't expect somebody to do that for me. This has to come from each and every one of us from inside. You talk in terms of processed food. of having a shelf life. So what if you are the food source? What is your shelf life? That's something else to ask. Are you going to end up as a meal? Are you end up going to be thrown away because you're out of date? Are you going to be obsolete? Or are you going to do something that changes the menu? We've got this power within us and we need to start coming together. It is, like Jamie Lee says, find your tribe. It may mean you've got to walk out of where you are and you link up with somebody else in, no matter how, it doesn't have to be like a husband and wife relationship. This is going for the greater good on this, because what we do now affects, this is subject to time. We are all subjects of time in this reality as it is now. So isn't it better to go out doing something right? And from the soul sense, it doesn't matter what you've done here. If you are prepared to do this, then you got a free ticket. You got a way out. You got a gate pass. You can move to the next level with this, wherever it takes you, if you so want to. It is entirely up to you with this. So I'm going to be making more videos, and I'm going to keep asking these questions, the questions that you all need to ask yourselves. So just to recap again, please look at the John Levi. At least one of you plot those great fires and see if you can see a coordination. Look at the years that they give as well, and see if there's some sense can be made out of all of this, and see if there's some pattern to this, which I think there will be. I haven't got time to do it. I'd love to do it. But I can only put out the things that come and the spark of inspiration I get from other people, and I feel like I'm going to explode if I don't share it, and I have to do this. And let's just say that there are big changes coming for all of us, and it is like a machine with many cogs and they're interlocked, and there's a shift coming, and it will affect all of us in a very good way. So I'm going to say, leave that there and say peace and love. And yes, do look at Black Sheep Researcher channel. Look at Maps, are they the greatest lie? Look at Martin Liedtke, his last vlog on from Saturday is the most recent one. And also listen to Quantum of Conscious and many other channels while I think of it as well. Add to the list of recommended channels, Enslaved by No Media. I mentioned Brian Staveley, so hand in hand with Karen B. Now more on Tataria, and big shout out, and more of you I'd recommend go and see Karen's Unscrambled channel. She has done fantastic work and painstakingly gone through hours and hours of film footage and showing even more proof. You can call it circumstantial evidence, but all this circumstantial evidence all comes together. In these walls we call laws, it is a verdict of beyond reasonable doubt, and that, flip it over, that's all you need, beyond reasonable doubt. Once it is beyond that, and that's what it is. As Matt says, if it's too far away out there and it's beyond, then forget it. But yeah, it's just go. Please do have a look at these channels and listen to what they're saying and what they're showing. And a plain truth for you, totally busted on the flights and the use of fuel, big rip-off. I ask also now about ocean-going vessels. I've worked on a quayside and I don't ever remember seeing them refueling. So how far does this free energy really go? What are we being ripped off from in this reality? So I'll leave that there and say peace and love, and take back your power. We can do this between us.